Karen's obsession with controlling every aspect of my life escalated to a level that was both shocking and deeply sinister. This time, her target was not property, not a vehicle, and not even an assistance animal. She had set her sights on my father, who had been hospitalized after a minor but serious health episode. While I was managing legal disputes, property security, and community surveillance, Karen attempted to insert herself into one of the most sensitive moments a family can face: life and death. It began early one morning. Hospital staff noticed her lurking near my father's room, demanding access and claiming authority she did not possess. She shouted that she had the right to make medical decisions or, failing that, to remove him from care, citing the HOA's supposed interest in community oversight. The absurdity was staggering, but her aggression was real, and her presence posed a threat to the hospital's order and my father's well-being. Hospital guards immediately confronted her, instructing her to step back. Karen, undeterred, raised her voice, waved papers in the air, and attempted to physically push past the security personnel. That's when the situation escalated to the level of emergency intervention. She had clearly underestimated the combination of preparedness, authority, and documentation I could mobilize. I arrived within minutes, accompanied by local law enforcement, who had been notified ahead of time of Karen's likely intrusion. The guards, familiar with hospital protocols, positioned themselves to prevent any unauthorized access while remaining professional and calm. Karen's protests grew louder, but they were met with a level of authority she could neither intimidate nor manipulate. I calmly documented every action, every statement, and every threat. My father, stable but vulnerable, was moved to a secure area where he could continue care without interference. Karen, realizing she had miscalculated, attempted to argue further, but the police presence and the guards' firm instructions left her powerless. Every word she spoke was recorded by multiple cameras, and every attempt at coercion was logged for legal review. The culmination of the confrontation was both decisive and instructive. Karen was escorted off hospital grounds under the scrutiny of law enforcement, her threats nullified by the documentation and authority surrounding her actions. Any further attempts to interfere would not only constitute trespassing but could also be escalated to criminal charges given the seriousness of attempting to control medical decisions without legal authority. This incident had profound ramifications. Within the hospital, staff were informed that the individual was a persistent threat to patient safety. Within the community, the story spread, further eroding Karen's credibility. Neighbors and HOA members could no longer ignore the lengths she was willing to go to assert control, and the contrast between her impulsive aggression and my calm, strategic response could not have been clearer. For me, the victory was not just legal or procedural, it was deeply personal. My father remained safe, my family was protected, and Karen had exposed herself as someone willing to endanger lives to assert her perceived authority. It was a moment that solidified the lesson she had learned repeatedly. Audacity without preparation, legality, and moral grounding leads only to exposure, humiliation, and failure. By the end of the day, Karen had been removed, law enforcement had documented the incident, and the hospital staff had reinforced security measures to prevent any recurrence. My father's care continued uninterrupted, my authority and preparedness had been reinforced, and the HOA's reputation suffered yet another severe blow. Once again, calm strategy, preparation, and proper legal authority had triumphed over reckless entitlement and obsession.